Hello again, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. This is my roundup for January's rock and metal releases, the stuff that I enjoyed, the stuff that I really liked. And it was a fantastic opening month to the year, with one totally drop dead amazing album, which we'll get to. But anyway, these are some of the lower ranked albums that I listened to. I had a quick listen to. I'll give a rating out of 10. I'll put it on the screen when I put up the album cover. And there we go. First one to mention is the Dead Daisies and their album Holy Ground. Dead Daisies is sort of like a hard rock project. Doug Aldrich, ex-Whitesnake. Dean Castronova was in it, but he's out now. Another guy is in it. I forget his name now. And of course, Glenn Hughes has taken over the lead singer slot from John Corabi. I didn't really like Dead Daisies before. It's not really... It's okay. It's sort of like slightly edgy, bluesy, hard rock, but this new album is really good. The heaviness factor is much higher level. What can I say? Glenn Hughes, he needs no introduction, does he? He's a legend on the mic. His voice can be, I don't know, I wouldn't say he's my favourite style of singer. It's sort of slightly bluesy, but he's got a lot of power on this album for a man of his age. Some great grooves, great heavy riffs, really heavy blistering solos from Doug Aldrich, the ex-Whitesnake man. What can I say? This is a rock solid album. I mean, my rating is 7.5 out of 10. You might think, well, if I say it's rock solid, why am I not rating it as at 8 or 8.5? But I don't know, some of the songs are just... a little bit sort of like meandering, samey for me. I mean, I'm not hugely into the blues rock thing, but I appreciate this album. Some very good songs on the album as well. My favourite being the second track, I forget the title now, Into the Other, something like that. Bassline, something like that. I forget. I made a balls up of the title, but track 2 on the album is just a hammer, absolute hammer, killer track. Okay, next album to mention is Voodoo Circle, Locked and Loaded. It's a German classic hard rock band. Alex Bayreuth from Primal Fear, Matt Sinner from Primal Fear. David Reedman, he's back on vocals. Just classic hard rock, very similar to quite similar to Dead Daisies, and my rating reflects that, 7.5 out of 10. David Reedman, he's singing very much like Robert Plant, and some of the riffs and grooves are very Led Zeppelin. I mean, almost to a T like Led Zeppelin. I mean, in the past, I'd say Voodoo Circle was more of a Whitesnake worship band, but now it's sort of 50-50. Some of it's a bit Whitesnake-ish, and some of it's Led Zeppelin. Now, I'm not a huge Led Zeppelin fan at all. In fact, I'm not really a fan at all. So anything with that kind of influence, the groove thing, it doesn't really float my boat. And then they've got other songs on there which are really cool, really melodic, sort of like mid-80s Whitesnake, which is much more preferable to me. But it's a solid album, 7.5 out of 10 for Voodoo Circle. Next is an unknown band pretty much. They're called Suffocia, and the album is called Connection Failed. They're from Croatia. Excuse me. They play melodic thrash metal pretty much, you could say. Very cleanly produced, very clean singer. He doesn't do many gruffs at all. heavy melodic riffs, something like Megadeth mix, something between the two. Not really brutal, not like savagely heavy, just good quality melodic thrash metal. So check out Suffocia. Next is a full thrash metal band, full on thrash metal, which I've never heard of actually. Task Force Toxicator, Reborn in Thrash. It's just an EP, 4 or 5 songs, full on heavy pounding melodic thrash metal, not over the top vocals, not like some thrash bands these days. They like to go for the very aggressive, very deathly vocals, but these guys don't do that. Vocals just shouty, you know, throaty, heavy vocals, but the riffs are really cool, quite melodic, quite catchy. I rated this EP as an 8 out of 10, so it's a solid EP for me, very enjoyable. Next is Wigwam and Never Say Die. Wigwam is a Norwegian melodic hard rock band, slightly sleazy in the past, slightly Eurovision-y. They in fact took part in Eurovision. They were missing in action for a while. They'd sort of like gone their separate ways, but it seems they got the creative juices back, and now they came out with this album, and it's a rock solid album. It's much heavier than they were before, a little bit more sort of I don't know, I want to say mature, but then they've got funny, goofy lyrics as well. In some songs mature, some songs not. Like one song is called Heavy Metal Lover Boy, so you know it's a little bit you gotta laugh along with that one. But in general, Wigwam is quality melodic hard rock. You know, good crunchy riffs, good solos, good solid vocals, memorable tunes. Well worth a listen to if you get the chance. Next is The Mighty Accept and Too Mean to Die. This is a rock solid effort by Accept. Wolf Hoffman is the only original member left, I think. They've got all the others are newcomers. But this is a rock solid album. It's like classic Accept to me. Crunchy, heavy riffs. What can I say? Mark Tornillo on vocals. He's not as harsh as say Udo is. He's sort of like he's singing melodically sometimes, but also got that raspy edge that Udo has. But the songs are rock solid, very enjoyable songs. You know, just headbanging, groovy, riff heavy songs. And they've also got that symphonic element where they borrow little bits from classical music. They've done this in the past and they do it on this album as well, which I always find really cool. I mean, I think it suits Accept very well to do that. This is a rock solid album, like I said. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Rock solid, heavy metal, classic style. Okay, next we have Dragone and Viribus Unitus. Dragone is an Austrian melodic power metal band, very much not super heavy, very much in the vein of say Halloween, Gamma Ray, etc. Very melodic, very catchy, very cool album. This is easily my favorite album from Dragone in their career. They've had a few albums now. This one is like a very convoluted concept on Austrian history and how it went out, and how these guys sort of done a little twist on the concept of the Austrian Empire and how it ended and so on, with zombies and space things and all sorts going on. But the songs are really, really catchy. I mean, the choruses are really memorable. Very catchy, very enjoyable. Definitely well worth checking out Dragone if you like your power metal to be histrionic, over the top, symphonic, catchy choruses that soar high. Okay, and next album is an unknown band. Well, fairly unknown, I would say. I've heard of them before, but they're called Juggernaut, and the album is called La Bestia. They're from Brazil. They play melodic thrash metal. Very cool band. So many cool riffs. Some of the riffs remind me of Death, the band, Chuck's band. Very cool, melodic, technical riffs. Very raspy death metal, almost death metal vocals, but not quite, sort of like in between thrashy and death metal vocals, but very raspy, with a thick accent as well. You can tell they're obviously from South America. They got that sort of the thrashy, deathy twang. They don't pronounce the words that clearly. But anyway, I really enjoyed this album. It's very melodic. The type of riffs that they use are really, really catchy, really melodic. Much more than, say, in other thrash metal bands. So that's that one. Next album is Labyrinth. Welcome to the Absurd Circus. Italian stalwart melodic power metal band, returning again after an absence of a few years. This album is just rock solid awesome, top to finish awesome. Very melodic, speedy, catchy. Guitarist Olaf Thorson, he released an album last year, which I bought, which I showed recently, Shining Black, awesome album. Now this is his day job. This is another awesome album. What can I say? It's very melodic, very catchy. Singer Roberto Tiranti, he's on top form. He used to go by the name of Rob Tyrant back in the old days, but he's switched to his Italian name now, which is Roberto Tiranti, which is cool anyway. But I always like to call him Rob Tyrant. He's on top form, is Rob. He's very good on this album. Very melodic, very catchy. The production is awesome. Great separation between the instruments. You can hear bass, you can hear guitar, drum. Everything sounds clear. Everything is at the top level. Professional heavy power metal. Very catchy stuff. I rated that album at 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed that one. It's got a slightly higher rating than the others. Okay, 3 albums to go, and these are the cream of the crop for this month. The 3 albums which I just found astoundingly good albums, amazing albums. Okay, third one is third in this list, with 2 to go, is Cry and the 2 album, or Roman numerals 2. Cry is a Swedish AOR band, very young guys. They've got a different singer on this album. The first album was good, but this album is just something else. It's stupendous. I mean, if you love AOR with massive riffs, shiny keys, crystal clear vocals, the new singer, his voice sounds like, he's very boyish, like the old one was very boyish as well, but he sits perfectly within this music. I mean, he just does a fantastic job of delivering what the band's intentions were. He fits like a glove. Can't say too much about him. The songs are really cool as well. Very melodic, very poppy. Okay, if you like it really edgy and really rocky, you might say, well, it's too poppy for me. But I mean, these songs are just adorable. Every song is a winner almost. I can't find any songs that I can say I don't really like. I just found it awesome from start to finish. I rate this one at 9.5 out of 10. It's almost getting to the full house status, but we'll hold the half point back for another day. Okay, the second to last to my top album of the month is Need, Norchestrion, A Song for the End. Need is a Greek progressive metal band, prog metal. They've been going since, I think, 2004 or 5. They've had a few albums since then. This is the ending part of the trilogy that they were creating. The last album was awesome. This album is just, it's a thing of wonder to listen to. I mean, it's proper progressive metal. It's got darkness. It's got like melancholic bits. It's got very Dream Theater-ish bits. And the main band that I can hear in their influences is Fate's Warning. I think they really took inspiration from Fate's Warning's moody, dark passages, very melodic, and then they've got very instrumentally involved passages as well, very like technical, you could say, or not so technical, but you know, very involved guitar lines, cool riffs, good darkness. The singer is very cool. I love listening to this from the beginning to the end. It's a really long album. It's over an hour long, but I listen to it from beginning to end. It's just a captivating listen. Very cool. The song which I love on this album is called No Mortal. That song is just seriously a catchy song. And the other song that I love is Circadian. That song is awesome. And of course the final track, Anananki, which is like an 18-minute epic track. That's just an awesome song. But after all that, I can only give Need 9.5 out of 10, because my number one album of January, without doubt, is WET and Retransmission. WET is the project featuring Eric Martinson from Eclipse, Robert Sal from Work of Art, and Jeff Scott Soto from his solo project and many bands. But in this case, the T stands for Talisman. When he was in Talisman, they've had 4 albums now. This is their 4th album. Their last album was their best album up until that point, but I think I've got a feeling that Retransmission has trumped even that album. This is just a magnificent album. I mean, if you like melodic rock, I can't see how you won't love this album. This is just perfection in sonics, music, songwriting. I don't know. It's just a joy to listen to this album from beginning to end. There's a lot of layers, a lot of melodies. The backing vocals on this are just some of the best backing vocals you're gonna hear since you heard Def Leppard stuff way back in the 80s. I mean, they're just gorgeously fitted into Jeff's vocals, the backing vocals. I mean, like I said, this album, I couldn't even pick out great songs that I love. Coming Home, I just loved that song. What else? The Babylon song, I forget the title, the Way to Babylon, something like that. That is just awesome. That's just anthemic, epic song. What else? Big Boys Don't Cry, the opener, just pure anthems. Every song is an anthem. What can I say? I have to rate this as a full 10 out of 10. I just love this album from beginning to end. I can't find any fault with this album. If you like melodic rock, you need to check it out. There was a couple of albums released very late in January, which I never got to listen to. I'll have to talk about them in the February roundup. But I can name them. Art of Illusion was one. It's a project with the guy from Grand Illusion, and also Lars Safson from Work of Art. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to rate that easily 9 or 9.5. I know that for a fact now, but I haven't fully digested it yet. Yeah, that was January. Okay, stay tuned for more videos coming at you.